I often get asked as to what is the conveyancing process, and we don't have enough time for me to fully explain everything, but it is a good idea to give clients at the beginning of your instructions an idea of what work it is you're going to undertake and why you're doing it. Everything initially starts with the seller's solicitor obtaining the title registers and preparing a contract, and that contract is then prepared in duplicate and one sent out to the buyer's solicitor, the other retained by the seller's solicitor. At that point, the buyer's solicitor's work begins, and they will check the title. They will raise the searches that are required, normally 3 as a minimum. That's the local search, the water and drainage search, and an environment search. And then they will raise enquiries with the other solicitor as far as they are necessary. I think the Law Society is urging solicitors to reduce the number of enquiries, and with that in mind, there's a number of protocol forms that are provided by the seller on day one, which are designed to cut down the number of enquiries raised. But as well as the searches we do, which take probably 2 or 3 weeks for them all to come back, we will invariably have clients buying with the aid of a mortgage, and we will have to obtain the mortgage offer from the lender and then report to the client on the terms of their mortgage offer and send them the mortgage deed for them to sign and return to us. Effectively, there are 2 stages in buying a property, and the key stage is what we call the exchange of contracts, and we do all the preparatory work prior to the exchange of contracts. In fact, very little work is needed once contracts have been exchanged, and the simple reason behind that is that at the point of exchange of contracts, once it's done, there is no going back on the transaction, the deals or the terms of that. It is set in stone, and completion is to happen on a set date, and if it doesn't happen on that date, there are severe penalties for either of the defaulting parties. So we make sure everything is in place. That's a signed contract, a signed transfer, a signed mortgage deed. All those documents we ask from the client to be on file at the point of exchange. And then at the point of exchange, we're trying to agree the completion date with the other solicitor, and that boils down to the parties being able to agree a suitable date that appeals to both of them as to what's best. We normally say we probably need a week or 5 working days between exchange of contracts and completion to allow us sufficient time to draw down mortgage funds from a lender, because most of the lenders will have a clause in the offer that says they require so many working days notice before funds are released. And we always ask for the monies to be released 1 day ahead, 1 working day ahead of the actual completion date, so that we're not waiting for money on the actual day, because it could arrive at any time, and the contract will probably specify completion must happen by 1 or 2 o'clock on the day. And if your mortgage monies haven't arrived by that time, you're in breach of contract and the penalties start to apply, and obviously that wouldn't be beneficial for anyone involved, and particularly those at fault. So that is the extent of the conveyancing process. You exchange, you agree a completion date, and then once the completion date has arrived and gone, it's a case of the solicitors then registering that transaction with the land registry, and ultimately once that is registered, we then send a copy of the new title registers to the client for them to see that they are the new proprietors of the property. If you would like any further information on the conveyancing process, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm Richard Hyam, and with Hill & Company Solicitors, and our number 0161 928 3201.